We just we just had a talk where it was all about creativity as well as getting creativity into the school system. And our next speaker, she is the co-founder of the Shift School, and they have like for themselves thought that there is the need for somebody as well doing this digital transformation. So we're talking a lot about digitalization, but as well we need somebody who learned who is educated in how to doing this shift, doing this transformation. And we have some young people here in the audience as well, already there learning. I think that's very, very cool, starting in an early age to get up to this digital topics. And yeah, the stage is now yours. I'm really looking forward for your talk.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm also looking forward, and thank you for being here. Exactly. So we founded Shift School 4 years ago, and it was not only me, but also another crazy guy. It's my husband. And one of us is really passionate about learning, so it's him. I'm really passionate about people, and we have 3 kids, so we are really passionate about education. And what did we find? There's a kind of thing. Okay. Okay, so I'll try it like that. So there, what did we find 4 years ago when we thought about founding Shift School, like Germany's first academy for digital transformation? Well, what you found was like the situation nowadays, it's this VUCA world, so everything is like really uncertain, it's complex, people are a little bit afraid, and the education system so far didn't cope with that. So that was the one thing. The second thing, again, it's when people ask me what digital transformation actually is, what my definition is, so that is my definition or our definition, and actually it means it's like teenagers talking about making love in a schoolyard. That's what digital transformation actually is, because they hear that everyone else is talking about it and they have never done it actually, but they think they have to talk about it as well. And it's the same with all this unsecure environment with this digital transformation thing. If you are in companies, so everyone pretends they know exactly what to do. And the problem is not that they don't know, but the problem is that they are not admitting that they don't know. But nobody knows everything, I don't know what the future will be in 10 years. So that was the second situation we found, and we thought, okay, we need a new education system for that. And okay, thank you for scrolling up. And the third thing, if you look at education, how it used to be, and still, unfortunately, it's in school, like it's a one-way street. Like the formats, they are still old. Someone is standing in front, teaching. There's almost no feedback, because only with grades you will not know what did I really do well, where do I have to improve. The content is usually, that's just what they present to you, and if it's relevant for you or not, you don't really know and they don't care about, and also it's not very usable. So everyone has to learn the same thing. So there was a situation, and we thought, okay, we need a shift in the way we educate people, in the way we educate former digital transformation managers. And what we wanted to achieve with building this Shift School, this new way of education, was it's not only a one-way street, but it goes back and forth. So we thought about new formats. We really emphasize feedback, so people get constant feedback when they do things. So the content, what people are learning is really relevant for them, and they know how to use it, what is really the core, why they should use it. And of course, we did not invent everything by ourselves, but we just looked what was there. And this is the 4 Ps of the MIT of creative learning. So whenever you think about creating, a new curriculum or a new way of education, it should be with passion. People should be passionate about what they learn. It's about play. You have to have some kind of gamification things in it. It's about peers. That's so important. I will tell you later why. You have to learn with others and from others. And it's about projects. You have to learn on projects that you really think are usable and that are meaningful for you. So really the 4 pillars of what we created, of how we created Shift School, is first, it's all about skills. What people in our program learn is skills. So what do I need to know? What are the methods? Then really important is the mindset. It's all about how I think and how open I am. And then it's also network. In a digital world, yeah, you need a network. You need it inside your company and you need it outside your company. And also it's about reflection. You have to understand. I mean, there are so many things that you could learn and you should maybe learn, but you have to really understand what is really the focus, what do I really need, and what is not there, what is not so necessary. So, and as I said, like the most important thing for us is this concept of mindset. And there's a really great book, and I can really recommend it. It's called Mindset by a really famous psychologist, American psychologist. It's Carol Dweck. And the whole concept, she divides it into like what she found out with tests, also at school children. It's there's a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And we want to go to this growth mindset where we say, okay, challenge is good. We need feedback. We want to develop constantly, you know, and we are a team player. Failure is not cool, but failure is necessary because then I can develop. And it's all about switching people or trying to help them to go to this side. No one is only at the growth mindset side. I'm not, none of you is, but that's the big aim. And what did we do in practice then? Okay, we designed a program. It's an 18-month program. And once people are done with this program, they are digital transformation manager. And they have 8 modules. They come to us on 18 weekends. And it's like really they have to come. It's not e-learning something, but they work in workshops with us. And that's 25 people per class. They're really very diverse from where they come from, which companies. And they get like this whole education framework in 18 months. So what did we do differently? So we said we need curated learning. For every class, for every subject, we have to change things again. Like in an exhibition, you will always put new things together. Like when we started 4 years ago, VR was big. Now it's no longer, I think. It's more like artificial intelligence. So we switched our curriculum. And the next thing is mastery-based learning. It's the feedback thing, you know. People have to learn, and you have to show them, okay, now you have understood, now you have mastered what you did, and then you can continue. It's like in German, it's judo. I don't know how you say in English. Exactly. So, and once they are done, you know, that's the gamification part. They get like badges. That's our grad pad, actually. It's our Zeugnis. So they see, okay, I'm done with everything, I've mastered it, and now I get my grad pad. And if I don't master it, I have to go back again, and I see what I have to still learn. The next thing is, what is really important, it's job-ready learning. They have to understand, and like the methods we teach them, they have to understand that they can use it at their company. You know, it's like if you do design thinking, they have to do it, and they have to practice it right at the weekend so they can take it with them into the company and use it in their job. Next really important thing is peer-assessed learning. So they assess each other's all the time, you know, and they learn from each other and with each other. That's far more important than like a teacher or someone telling them you did this right or you didn't do that right. And last part, like really important, if you think about teams when you are in your company, and it's the self-organized learning. It's not only learning how to self-organize yourself, but it's learning the whole concept by doing it. And what we do is we have they have to organize a big festival. You know, there are 25 people from different ages. They are really from 25 until 60, and they have to do this festival because they have to learn the self-organizing thing. And it's not like I want to make them an event manager, but they have to do the whole process in 12 months. Like, how do I work with 25 people all over Germany in teams? Who is responsible for what? How does the self-organization work? And it's a really tough challenge. But it's the only way I think they can really learn how to do that. So, and as I said, I want to talk about also the learning that we have from 4 years, disrupting education. And as you see, it's not disrupting like the whole education, but it's only like the old formats that we have, you know. I think it's really necessary to have new formats. And although I was asked to talk about a little about society, so what we have learned in the past few years, and why did I say it's a circus? this 18 months program, and also when we work in companies, it's really kind of tough. You know, you have to come 18 weekends, you have to work all the time. You get in the morning, you have a trainer and he gives you an impulse, and then you have to work on yourself. And it's kind of, you know, tough. And most of the times people would like to flee a little bit because it's so anstrengend, so tough. And the same is in companies. What they would love to do is like, let's do a 2-day little seminar with our people, and then they are done, and then they can go away. So that's why I call it as a circus, because it's not really, you know, like going, it's not really nachhaltig and sustainable, thank you. And so one of the big learnings is, if you want to get innovative, if you want to get fast, because that's what all the companies want, it's what people want, actually, you need a new concept. You need a new concept. And this concept, we call in German, it's the 5V, because in German it works. It's Vision, it's Vertrauen, it's Vielfalt, it's Verantwortung, and it's Vorbild. And the first thing and the most important thing in times that are so uncertain and in this digital transformation change thing is you need a vision, you know? And you have to know where to go. If you don't know where to go, and if your people don't know where to go, they will not follow. And there's one saying by Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon: it's stubborn on vision, flexible on details. It means you really have to know where to go, and then people can follow. And then you can try out things like, you know, in your daily business, and that's what you want to have if you want to be creative and innovative. This only works when you trust each other, and that's really important, you know. And trust basically means that you also know what the vulnerability of other people is, you know, what their things, their weaknesses are, and only if you had that, you are able to fight for the best ideas. If you think about how it is in your company when you have to find new solutions, you know, it's really, really important that you fight for those ideas, and only if you have then the best idea, and only if you trust each other, then you will be committed to this idea, and you will say, okay, that's it. And only if you are committed, only if there was this fighting for the ideas, then you will take responsibility. Yeah, and it's really important that someone takes responsibility. And this is for leaders, and in society and in politics, always the same. You always have to start with yourself, I think. There are no excuses. And there is not such a thing as a bad team. I think it's always bad leaders then. And finally, you have to show your responsibility to the outward world, I would say. You have to be a good role model, because only if you are a role model and only if you take responsibility, if things don't work as they should work, then you can say, you know what, I take my responsibility, what about you? And then you can hold each other accountable. And I think that's super important, this accountability. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Christina, for giving us all these insights in your program. And yeah, it's tough, isn't it? 12 minutes.
12 minutes always.
But you know how it is, being
Yes.
tough, like having it at school. Very nice. We have 6 minutes for your questions. Are there any questions from the audience?
I destroyed it.
I have a question.
Yes.
The people that joined your school already said 25, I believe, right?
It's already 5th class, so we have like kind of 100.
Said it ranges from young to 60. And what kind of jobs do they have?
It's super different. Like that's what I said. What we want to have with this 25 people, because we work like so long with them, and because they have to have this diversity, is that they are from really different industries. They have different education backgrounds. So I have people that have graduated from high school, that have not graduated, that have a university degree, and they are HR, they are strategy, they are from production, they are legal. So it's really a really big variety, because only then I can have this peer-to-peer learning, because they have to see that the challenges, they're always the same, no matter what position you have and no matter which industry you're from. Yes, of course.
Any companies that paid for that? So
Yes.
yeah.
And we also work with companies. We build like this learning experiences, and like you say, our program, we build it for companies as well, so in-house. Yeah.
Are
No, I think so. There are big ones as well, like Siemens or big bank industry is also like needs other things, and there are a lot of hidden champions actually. So it depends. You have some companies, and especially like the smaller ones, the hidden champions. They are not so much in need, but they have understood that they have to develop their people, and that it's really like beneficiary for them if they have like then those role models going back to their company, and being a Leuchtturm. Oh, my English! I'm so sorry. A lighthouse, very good, in their company, and they send like 2 to 3 people every year for year, and others you have where you see that it's like the industry is like it's so necessary, and they feel the pressure. So it's big ones, small ones, all over Germany. So far, we have not had anyone from abroad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you also work with schools and teachers?
We've had some teachers at our program, but actually we had her because she wanted to leave teaching. She wanted to do something else because she's so. But what we do is we have courses. We have. So that's my daughter. So we have children coming to our shift school. We build like little shift school. And my big plan one day is to build. Actually, I always said I wanted to start with the school system, because this is like for grown-ups and it's a Weiterbildung. But one day I want to really like change the way education is done in Germany. And it's not just this digital education. It's not. It's a lot about the things I talked about.
So what would you change in the German education system if you could, like for children?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I would. There's no need for a 45-minute math, German, whatever thing. That's the first thing I would change. I would have, like I said, I would have them work on projects, on things that they really like. Like my older daughters, they are 12 now. They hate math, of course, but they love design. Like they want to have design stuff. So then I should try to find projects where they have to use math to do things that they really love. And with language is the same, or whatever. You have to have them work on projects. And there are a lot of things that you probably should change. And you should educate them not so much in this math, German, language stuff, but more like in self-confidence, resilience, critical thinking, debating. Like all the things that are necessary for later. We always have the big discussions with startup and startup culture, and we are in a lot of like initiatives to help children become entrepreneurs. And not that I think everyone has to become an entrepreneur, but it's another way of thinking. Yeah, it's mindset, and that's there are a lot of things. So, but yeah.
Also, your experience with like really top managers or team leaders, are they open for those kind of?
It's the circus. Yeah, they are. But it always depends. It depends on the setting. Because we work a lot in the companies, but actually you have to take them out and actually you have to mix them. So, because we have workshops and then like someone is really trying to open up and then he says, yeah, I read this book. And then someone behind him says, oh, you have time to read a book? You're not working. And then it's done. Then you cannot work on this tough things. So it always depends on the company. It depends on the settings. And the diverser I have the group, the better it is. But it takes some time. Yeah.
So what's the cost structure? Are you aiming more for individuals coming and paying, or like companies pay for having the employees there, or the programs?
No, we only have this one program, and we have a lot of people coming. Oh, I would like to do only this one module, or it would be perfect. It's like really short, just 4 days, not 18 on weekends. But then we would, destroy it. My concept is that it takes really long time to have all these changes, and it's mixed. So I have a lot of individuals that are coming that, they are really heterogene in the way they are, but there's one thing. They want to learn something new, and they have realized that things are changing, and they want to, like have a personal development and really understand what this digital thing actually means. And it's not so much about the technology. And, there are a lot of things they can just look up on the internet or whatever, but it's more like this, how do I develop and how do I behave? How do I cope with that? And companies as well. Yeah, they're sending them as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a small present for you as well.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being here and sharing your knowledge. And I think you will be around for a little bit. So
yes,
there's some question in the audience, they can just come to you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.